Hello and welcome to Problematic Projector with me, Grace. Yes, my name is Grace and I'm a projector 2-4 emotional. I'll put my chart right here so you can see what we're working with. I want to talk about why I'm making this channel. I just found out about human design last year, literally a few months ago, very new to it. I know kind of the basic stuff. I don't know too much of the deep stuff. How I feel about human design, if I have to be honest, is that I feel like we're not always 100% honest with each other. I see a lot of people give misinformation, and I'm no expert and I never claim to be, so everything is kind of my perception and it's up for debate and I could be wrong. There's a lot of coaches out there who don't seem to know what they're doing. I'm not a coach, I'm just a normal person with a healthy-ish interest in human design. So I just hope that I can be of help in any way, but not as a pro. I just listen to a lot of like self-help podcasts, and I heard about human design in three different podcasts, and I was like, okay, I may as well check it out now. The first video officially that I watched in human design was Tan Astrology's video in human design, and I was listening to all the types, and deep down I just knew I was a projector. Like, just the way she was saying it about like, oh, you give advice and it like can piss people off, so you need to like soften the advice. Some people tell projectors we need to soften our criticism. Other people are saying actually we need to make the knife sharper so that we can like go in and attack the right thing and not cause a bunch of other damage. It's a contradiction, right? We also get information like, oh, you don't do any work, like, because people will just come to you. Other people are saying, no, put yourself out there to be seen. You know, make content, make a YouTube channel. I already have like a bunch of other YouTube channels, so this is like my fourth one. Even though I found out about HD on human design, Instagram is queen. But even though my preferred medium is to speak and stuff, so here I am on YouTube. So I was scrolling on Insta, just seeing what they have, and damn it, I stumbled across some beef, which is one of my things. I was like, the human design community is too nice and friendly. No one wants to have offending opinions, even though subtly there's a lot of stuff beneath the surface that we need to like bring up to the top. It's not beef. It's not really beef. I'm just making it more than what it is so I can, you know, make the title and the, you know, the thumbnail big, like more than what it is. Because it wasn't beef, it was just like uncovering. Yeah, what I want to talk about today, I know I'm a bit all over the place, is not the beef, the misunderstanding that happened in January between Miss Sam Zagar, the human design guide. She's a projector. I think she's bleeding. I know she's a projector. And Manifestors Journey Home. She's a manifestor. Needless to say, Lena, 3-5 ego manifestor. So this is projector manifestor. Again, beef, but I'm only saying that for SEO purposes. I think that will drive people to the video, but more so misunderstanding. And then this other guy, Fred, wow, if I'm saying that correctly, he's a mental projector, 1-3, and another, he's a life guide. And I just want to talk about what's kind of going on between the manifestors who are like the old leaders and projectors who are like the newer guides, because I see so many videos on YouTube about projectors are here to guide generators, the projector generator relationship, it's perfect, blah blah blah. And we're going to get into that in a future video, hopefully. But what I want to get into today is what's not spoken about as much, which is kind of the tension that can arise between projectors and manifestors, being that both types are kind of leaders in a way. But then it's like, if we are made to occupy too similar a space, there can be misunderstanding. So let's go to the start. So Sam Zagar posted this. She put this post up on the 6th of January saying, I wonder if the other auric types are annoyed that somehow the baby in the family ended up being in charge. Projectors as a type are only 241 years old. So that was the post. And again, it's tongue-in-cheek. Like, the baby of the family in charge. Yeah, but no, it's like not literally true. I think we all know that when projectors do step up even more and take more guide and leadership position, it won't be the traditional leadership. It to a lot of people probably won't even look like leadership. So it's not even a thing of being in charge and blowing the whistle or anything. And saying a 10 hot, but yeah, her caption said, that's got to rub people the wrong way to say. Projectors being the baby of the family is so interesting, because even though we're the newest type, I think projectors are very like wise and mature. I look at generators as like not to say they're children, but like younger people. They're like young adults who have tons of energy, but like let's say, are slightly lacking in wisdom. Whereas projectors are like the older people who have all this insight and wisdom, but like, because we're older, we don't have the energy to actually do everything, you know. So yeah, we are the youngest type, but we're very wise. We're not, yeah, there's nothing immature about our energy at all, in my opinion. Projector to projector, I understand that, that's funny. We're always kind of like made up to be this type who doesn't know what they're doing, who is unsure of themselves, who's not standing in their true power, and I don't think that's true. So I think a bit of tongue-in-cheek empowerment is not bad, but on the same day, I guess Lena, Manifestor's journey home, said, the more I live as my type, a manifestor, the more I feel my aura isn't created for guidance. I'm fine with being the queen of my own castle. Good for you. What baffles me, though, is why the need for a crowning of a new superior type. I thought we were done with this type of BS and appreciate differentiation in every type's role. Have I missed the memo? And in the thingy, in the description, she says, disclaimer, this might give an impression that I'm targeting Sam. This isn't my intention. I talk about this F up in my next post. I'm leaving the original caption below. This post is brought to you by my desire motivation. I just can't stay out of it. Sam was right. Her last post rubbed me the wrong way, like she said. So Sam, want to know more? Because the answer is yes, we're annoyed. Not by you being in charge by something else. Now, I love that honesty. I can appreciate the amazingness of the projector aura and the newest of the type. Woo, thank you. What annoys me is this need for the constantly stating that the projectors are the new superior type, so to speak. And yeah, I'm not an HD professional, just 2 years in, and I'm the type that's letting go of the reins and all that ridiculous jazz. Well, shoot me if you like, but claiming the new crown that is rightfully yours, in a sense, and then boasting about it feels so off to me. And yeah, all this feels like arguing with a big and smarter sister. But hey, I never liked bragging much. Whew, this is long-winded. And believe me, I'm super excited for the world that the real projectors are here to help building. But for the love of God, let's not make this new reality another hierarchy, boasting, competition, or whatever. You're the new type. I thought you knew better, Lord. Woo, so much to absorb and let sink in, right? Here's my thing. Obviously, I'm going to be slightly biased to Sam as a fellow projector. I felt a lot of, like, heat. What I don't like is that Lena, Manifestor's journey home, made it seem like by projectors acknowledging that we are going to take a lot of leadership positions in the present and future, that we're saying we're superior. Like, Sam never used the word superior. And this is a manifestor, so they're probably not going to want to be in the habit of being told what to do. While the disagreement is valid, it made me feel kind of like nervous, like, damn, like, is this how manifestors are going to be acting, like, as we take more leadership positions? Are they going to take it as a personal dig if we ever acknowledge it? Us claiming, like, and owning that we are leaders and that we are going to be in a sense taking charge, not saying we're superior to any other type. And I don't even think it's going to be the traditional roles of leadership. I think the structures of leadership will change, like, so it won't even be about being a president or a prime minister. But if that's going to, like, rub people the wrong way, I would like some openness. Because I think the last thing a projector will want is to, like, help people and guide people and feel like you're doing good, only for after the fact it be brought to our attention that actually people were annoyed the whole time. A big part of the motivation for projectors is that we're helping people and that people are recognizing us as doing good. So if the thing we want to be recognized for actually is, like, an annoyance, that's going to be very helpful, because that's, like, the complete opposite of recognition, which is what we kind of thrive off. Does this mean we live in a world where projectors can't own our leadership skills and our guidance skills for fear of pissing off a manifestor, or do we just have to live with it? Are manifestors, like, justified? Any that feel like Lena, like, are they justified? Are they right in feeling, like, triggered? Or is it, like, a personal thing that they need to work through? And it's kind of like, it's not fair on us. I'm not sure. Society has been faltering before projectors even came onto the scene. So we just, you know, new type just dropped. And we're here basically being told that you're going to be in charge and play a large role in cleaning everything up and improving things. And we could take that in a negative way, like, oh, damn it, like, why, that's not fair, blah, blah, blah. But we're taking it in our stride. So when once in a while we want to empower ourselves. Now, the word superior, if anyone's using that, I think that's absolutely wrong. But if we want to empower ourselves once in a while, and we're not being 100% sensitive to everyone else because they're not 100% sensitive to us. Like, I've literally had people tell me that you won't be able to achieve, like, my dream of being a singer. Oh no, my dream is to go on tour. I've had people tell me, like, as a projector, if you try and, like, do a tour, it won't work. The only time it will work is if a manifestor, like, invites you to, like, open up for their tour. So I've been told, like, I can't be a headlining act on my own tour. Like, I can only support someone else. Like, it's hurtful to always be relegated to this, like, guide, helper position when you have dreams of your own and you may want to be in the spotlight and center stage on your own. It's hurtful to have that, like, almost snatched from you, and we're doing our best to embrace, like, the role we've been given. I think all the types are. But it's like there has to be room for us not being perfect all the time. I would like to be given more grace and more room by other types, particularly manifestors. This isn't me trying to tell them what to do, but I do think it's imperative that we all give each other, like, room to sometimes say things that we may not mean literally, and then to just not take it literally. Lena made another post to kind of clarify her point too. I owe you an explanation. I effed up. I'm not here to take back what I meant by my last post, but I want to now use words that will actually express it. My last post came across like I'm targeting Sam Zagar. That was never my intention. I do think she was talking more generally. I don't take that as a specific dig at Sam, but I think it was the Sam post that sparked it, but it was more of a general thing. Me saying this won't erase the impact that post had, but nevertheless I want to apologise. I deeply respect Sam, her contribution, knowledge, business, and most importantly, her heart. However, my words sadly don't leave that impression. And I think, again, just like I would like Grace as a projector, and my name is Grace, hi everyone, I think we should give manifestors tons of grace, you know. They make me as a backstabbing B word, quite frankly. I don't say that. I would actually, even though, again, I'm not supposed to do this for a manifestor, I would like to disclaim that comment on your behalf. You, like, being triggered and speaking out actually opened up such a conversation and so much in my mind. So that definitely doesn't make you a B word at all, that you disagree with something. And I agree, any type calling themselves superior is absolutely wrong. Sam has never suggested that projectors are superior. She said in charge. It was me being activated that put that in her mouth. Yeah, that was the point I made. I don't know. What I had issue with was that I wonder if the other auric types are annoyed. Yeah, that's the tongue-in-cheek part. And I don't think it was 100% necessary, but I don't think it's bad either. But yeah, to me it felt that intrusive and braggy about being in charge, and that clearly ruffles my feathers. Fair enough. I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, manifestors' feathers being ruffled. My words failed me to express that clearly. Other thing being that Sam probably wasn't even bragging, though to me it felt like it. The truth is, I feel it as a manifestor. Only projector aura is created to guide others. I feel it stronger the deeper I sink into my design. Other types can do many things and can provide amazing outer authority, but clearly, guiding is clearly a projector thing. As a manifestor, I'm not created to be guided. Yes, it doesn't mean that I can't ever volunteer to get guidance that's correct for me. What I take as bragging about being in charge is what I have a problem with, and so I will speak up against it if pulled to do so. And I'm very glad you did that. As a what I've learned from this situation, as a manifestor, I'm here to know my impact. Carelessly used words have unwanted impact. Trust me, we know, I can definitely relate to that as a projector. I can do better than that. Informing about a potentially hurtful thing coming doesn't make that thing less hurtful. Informing isn't a effing free pass to being an asshole. Me speaking up felt deeply correct, but the way I went about it, third effing lining that I ain't proud of. When I want to publicly call out FFs, do it directly with the person instead of dragging them in with a little warning. Fair enough, but I think the fact that you did it out loud was great for me to see, because it shows that we can disagree and it's not all pally, chummy in this community. I don't have a problem with that, and maybe manifestors are here to kind of ignite that. Let's read the last post from Fred Wow, who, like, made a post in response to all of that happened with Lena. So he writes, Lena inspired me to say something about the crowning of a new superior type, which I think we've all established is absolutely wrong for any type to crown themselves as superior. Obviously, the projector is not superior. It's rather the other way around. I always say the projector is the new king or queen without scepter and fine clothes. Those who nevertheless recognize, appreciate him, receive the gift of deep respect and nobility from him. Therefore, I would be happy if the energy types finally put a crown on the projector, not to rule, but so that he can be better recognized in his most dull life. We projectors do not lead as the manifestors once did, yes. We guide the true potentials of the other person in a serving way in the successful direction of the unfolding. So what would be wrong with crowning the projectors around you? Perhaps now is the time. After all, we have barely 5 years left. I get what he means. It's a bit coercive though. Like, I just don't think we can do that. We just have to just do our own thing, and then if we're recognised, we are. If we're not, we're not. They kind of have to see it, and that is where we're like, not rendered powerless, because there's a lot we can do to make ourselves be seen. But at the end of the day, like, other people's agency is their agency, which is why we aren't superior to them in any way. We are very dependent on them. I wouldn't say completely. We have our own agency. We do have some energy. We do have a lot of things we can do and ripples we can make in this world. We don't need to be invited to do every single thing. I didn't have to be invited to turn my camera on and make this video. But yeah, at the end of the day, like that, yeah, it's a mutual thing where we are both dependent on each other to whatever extent. And I don't think there's anything wrong with projectors wearing a crown, if that's what Fred is getting at, which I believe it is. There's nothing wrong with projectors wearing a crown, but we aren't going to go like sneak through the back door and steal the crown and hide it from everyone else and like force everyone else to do anything. It's like a natural crowning from the people. That's absolutely fine. And does that mean other people can't wear a crown if they want? Maybe it's a different crown. Maybe manifestors and projectors are both going to be wearing crowns in this new world, metaphorically, but they'll be like slightly different crowns, and I don't think there's not room for that. So are projectors the new type that's going to be crowned? I think so, but are we going to crown ourselves? No, I think other types are going to appreciate us and crown us. And does that take away from the manifestor's crown? I don't think so. I just think it's going to take a while to understand exactly how we're both going to be leaders in our own unique ways, and again, don't have the answers, and I don't think anyone will have the answers overnight. It's going to be trial and error and experimentation, which I think human design is about. So I think it's great that this happened. I think everything ended well. Thank you so much. This was my first video. Again, I'm not here to be a coach or an expert, just to talk on things I see, get things wrong, get things right, if you will, learn about myself. And I don't know how long this will last, but this is just something I felt called to do at this present time. Thank you all. If anyone's watching, I don't even know how this is going to go. I just felt called to do this. Once again, I am the problematic projector. I'll put my chart up. I want to be very transparent about what my energy is looking like. And I think I'll just end at that. Thank you so much for watching. Problematic Projector, signing out.